Hello and welcome to my personal review of the Novalight Particle Pistol. The purpose of this video is for me to give my own personal view on the base weapons in Starfield. In this case we are looking at the beam pistol. I'm in no way intending to influence anybody's decision on whether or not they should use these weapons. This is for my own personal playthrough, whether I like them or not. I'm just experimenting with all the base weapons that I can find, just to give me an opportunity to try weapons that normally I probably wouldn't bother with. So with this one, it is a double damage dealing weapon. It does 12 physical and 36 energy. It uses a light fuse for ammunition, 12 round magazine. It's got a 30 range and a 22 rate of fire and is 68.6% accurate. Whilst that is technically true, from my little play about with it earlier on, it seems that the more you move, the bigger the field of fire becomes, that you'll end up missing quite a lot. If you're going to use this weapon in its base form, standing still is quite important. Aiming down the sights will also give you a stronger hit, which is something to consider. I did look at the modifications for this, and you can put 7 pieces on this. It's quite a decent list to it, and some of them look very, very interesting. A lot of them will improve the accuracy of the weapon, and that leads me to believe that it will probably help with hip firing and moving around, so that you'll get a tighter shot on your target, so you won't have to stand still quite so much. But still, a very, very fun pistol to use. It would be perfect for a stealth build, given that the energy damage is quite significant, and particle beam weapons are really, really good in Starfield as it stands. You can get this later on in the game, when that's sort of level 30ish and upwards, I believe, from our Boron, Centurion Arsenal, Neon Tactical and Shepherd's General Store. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't drop from any mobs, but you can sometimes find them in chests and crates, so it's worth keeping an eye out for that. You can get the blue and sometimes purple variants, which will give extra traits. Well worth keeping an eye out for that if this is something you're interested in. Yeah, so we are at a base. So the mobs around me are more or less my level, so it's almost a fair fight. 12 round magazine, you can see the number on the back of the pistol really well. It's nice and clear. Even aiming down the sights, you can just see a mark on the sights. If you move around a lot, like I say, you are going to struggle to hit your target. It'll be a bit of a problem. But that's hip firing. You'll need a good few shots to take down your target, but you still take them down just as quickly as if you would if it was a pistol or any other rifle. It's not lacking in power in any way. As you can tell, they're really not happy about me being here. Aiming down the sights, you get a bit more accurate, you do a nice chunk of damage, and he goes down. Of course, you can always blow things up with it if you want to. Being that it's physical and energy, it will do decent damage to just about anything. With the mods, it will get a lot more powerful. Some of them, like I said, look really, really interesting. I will be playing around with this one when I find a good variant of it in the blue or purple range. Unless, of course, I find a legendary, which will be even better. Reflex scope would probably help with this. You'd be able to get a tighter grouping on it. You definitely want to improve the accuracy where possible. You don't want to be missing too much. With only 12 shots, you really do want to make them count. I'm moving around, shots are twitching. But still, you get the job done. It's good. It's light, it's easy to use. Even aiming down the sights, it doesn't really get in the way. A lot of weapons can be a bit cumbersome when it comes to aiming down, especially when you don't have any modifications scope-wise on there. That's not the case with this one. It's a nice little weapon. Let's see what it does against. Not bad. It could be a little better, but again, if you start getting into range, you're going to struggle. He says as he almost kills on another, they are very low level. Once you start getting into your mid and close range, you will deal the damage, and it does seem that you're able to stumble them as well. I'm assuming that's part of the energy part of the weapon, and if you can stumble them, then you can deal more damage to them because they're not able to fire back, so you're able to dish out some damage unanswered. Good weapon. The reload speed is pretty quick. I've got the perk for reloading up to 10% faster, so you can discount a couple of seconds, but it's still fast. But most pistols are pretty quick. You should never really discount a pistol when it comes to reload speed. No complaints about this weapon. You shouldn't actually be using base weapons when you're fighting. When you get to the 30s and 40s, you really do want an arsenal of weapons that are properly kitted out. It's a bit silly to be wandering into a high-level base not properly set up, but it's part of the fun. There you go for the a base weapon, the Novalight Pistol. Is pretty good. Like I say, you definitely want to upgrade it. You want to give it all the little toys to make it an even better weapon. But I have no doubt that it will be a very, very powerful tool in the hands of somebody who can sneak around. You could get up close. You'd definitely be able to get a one-shot kill with some of the weapon upgrades, especially if you can sneak and get in close. The dual damage meters that's a nice touch. The fact that it will do physical and energy damage. You should be able to stumble most robots that you come across without too much hassle, and you will definitely take out most people. It should take down the armor quite quickly as well, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue when you start running into the armored personnel. They could just suicide themselves, I suppose. That's one way of doing it. Yeah, if you hit firing it, you're going to struggle. It's not really a hip firing weapon in its unedited form. So if you're going to do that, then you definitely want to raise your accuracy. If you can push it into the high 70s, then you'll get better and better and better with it. But it's a fun pistol. I really enjoyed that one. That was a lot of fun. I keep using that word and I should stop. So yeah, the Novalight. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, please consider a thumbs up. I'd very much appreciate it. If you didn't, sorry that you didn't enjoy it, but still, thank you very much for watching. And I will see you in the next one.